Hi, you're here sewing with Cody, and in today's video we are on the BERNINA 3 series, specifically the BERNINA 335, but this applies to any of the machines with the CB hook system. So I'm going to show you how to properly put in a bobbin into the bobbin case and put it and take it out of the machine. I've shown this in another video, but I want a video just showing just this. So we will open up our bobbin door. There's a little lever on your bobbin case. So you're going to pull that, and that's going to release it from the machine. Pulls right out, and it gives you a little handle to hold on to. And while that's held, the bobbin won't fall out. But as soon as you release that, the bobbin comes right out. So here's our bobbin. It's a nice full CB bobbin. And whenever you are working on a BERNINA, you want to make sure that you are working with a certified BERNINA bobbin. And they have their advantages. So the center, unfortunately I don't have an empty bobbin, but the center cone right here that runs through the center of the bobbin case, when there's no thread on it, it's nice and textured. So when you're winding a bobbin, so winding that thread around there, that textured center cone holds on to the thread nicely. It makes it easy to begin winding a bobbin. So once we have our bobbin filled, or if we're changing a bobbin, whatever, we're going to take our bobbin case, have this facing you, and then you'll take your bobbin, so the thread's coming off the top to the right, and then we're just going to drop it in here. And as you can see, there's a little slit on the side here. So what we'll do is the thread just slides into that little slit. And then with any of the machines, I like to hold on to my bobbin and bobbin case so the bobbin's not spinning on me while I'm trying to thread it. So we're going to bring the thread through that little slit, and then we're going to feed it underneath here, and we're going to pull it right in there, just like that. So if we're just doing regular stitches, regular sewing, this is how you'll thread your bobbin. So now if we're doing some of the decorative stitches, like a buttonhole, or some of these satin stitches, like these stitches up here, we're going to then, and like I mentioned before, if we're doing a buttonhole, which is basically 2 small satin stitches, we're then going to want to take our thread and thread it through that little eyelet. So that little eyelet right there, and that little on our little stitch finger, is designed for the thread to go through it. And we want to make sure we bring it through this way. So basically from the back to the front. And so what this does, it tightens up the tension just a little bit and positions the thread in the best position. So what that would do is it will allow us to ensure that we are pulling down more thread towards the bottom to give you a much prettier satin stitch. Now before I put this back in, I want to show you there's 2 different ways to put it back in. Many people hold on to the little lever here, and it makes it easier for them to hold on and get it in the machine. The only complaint I have with that is the bobbin case isn't going to snap in. And it's for me, and I teach my customers, it's important to hear that snap. Because if it doesn't snap in, then it's not in. But then again, if you hold it with the little lever, you're not going to hear that snap. So I like to hold the bobbin case just like this. But since my camera's in the way, I have to do it with 2 hands. But when we put it in, this little finger needs to be straight up and down. So we'll just put it in here, and then we want to snap in. And when you snap it in, you then want to pull, the little test I teach my customers to do is pull the thread, and if it comes nice and smooth with just a little resistance, you're good. But if it's super, super tight, that means it's not pushed in all the way. So you may want to give it another push to ensure that you actually got that snap. And then we can pull it, and then just cut our thread, close our door, and we're ready to go. All right, hopefully that helps. Happy sewing.